What are the key steps to succeed in your Amazon interview? There are several key steps that you can take to set yourself up for success when interviewing with Amazon. First and foremost, it is important to research the company and the role you are interviewing for. Understand the company's values and culture, and be prepared to talk about how your skills and experience align with those values. It is also important to be prepared for common interview questions. Practice answering questions aloud so that you can speak confidently and clearly. Be sure to ask questions of your own during the interview, as this will show that you are interested in the role. Finally, send a thank you note after the interview to reiterate your interest in the position. 61. How to clone a directed graph. Cloning a directed graph is a process that creates a replica of the original graph. The new graph will have the same nodes and edges as the original, and the order of the edges will be preserved. The most common way to clone a directed graph is to use a graph algorithm like breadth-first search or depth-first search. These algorithms recursively explore all paths in the graph, creating a new copy of the graph for each path they encounter. 62. How to find low/high index. You can use these algorithms to find low and high indexes. For low index, consider the range between low and high indexes at each step and then find the mid-index. If the element at the mid-index is lower than the key, low will become mid plus 1. This allows you to move towards the beginning of the range. If the mid element greater than equals the key, the high will be mid, 1. The low index will remain the same. If the low greater than high, it would indicate the first appearance of the key. Return -1 if the key does not match the element at the low. For high index, similar results can be obtained by slightly altering the condition above for high index. Switch the low index to middle +1 if the key index of an element is lower than or equal to the index at mid. Switch the high index to middle 1 if the key element is larger than the mid. 63. How to search a rotated array. There are a few ways to search a rotated array. One way is to use the binary search algorithm. This algorithm works by dividing the array in half and searching for the element in the middle. If the element is found, then the algorithm terminates. If the element is not found, the algorithm splits the array in half again and searches for the element in the middle of that subarray. This process is repeated until the element is found or the array is reduced to a single element. 64. Create a program that prints the k largest elements of an array. An array element can have any order. If you have an array of 1, 23, 12, 9, 30, 2, 50, and are asked to print the largest 3 elements, i.e., k equals 3, the output should be 50, 30 or 23. Solution. Modify bubble sort to run an outer loop maximum of k times. Print the last k elements from the array created in step 1. The complexity of time, ONK. 65. What are classes and objects in C++? Classes and objects are the two most important concepts in C++. A class is a template for creating objects. It is a blueprint for an object. Classes are defined by their members, which are the data and functions that belong to the class. An object is an instance of a class. It is a specific instance of the template defined by the class. Objects are created by using the new keyword. The class members are copied into the object when it is created. 66. Given an array of integers, write a function that returns true if there is a triplet, A, B, C, that satisfies A2 plus B2 equals C2. Import Kotlin. Math. Class array. Triplets. Alg. Fun-doit array, array triple int. Fun sort A, int B, int C, int triple int. Return if, a greater than B. If, a greater than C. If, B greater than C. Triple A, B, C. Else. Triple A, C, B. Else. Triple C, A, B. Else if, B greater than C. If, a greater than C. Triple B, A, C. Else. Triple B, C, A. Else. Triple C, B, A. 0 until array.size, 2. For each, I greater than I plus 1 until array.size, 1. For each, j greater than j plus 1 until array.size. For each k greater than val triplets equals sort array I, array j, array k. If triplets dot first dot 2 double pow 2 equals triplets second dot 2 double pow 2 plus triplets dot third dot 2 double pow 2. Return triplets. Return null. 67. What is operator overloading? Operator overloading is a feature of some programming languages that allows you to redefine the behavior of operators for user-defined data types. This can make code more concise and readable or provide more functionality. 68. How do you allocate and deallocate memory in C++? The new operator is used in C++ to allocate memory from the free store or heap. In ptr equals new int, and the delete operator to deallocate. Customer obsession Amazon interview questions. 1. Please tell me when you were obsessed with providing high-quality customer service. Sample answer: I worked as a support engineer at a software company and one of our biggest clients called XYZ. They were having some issues with the product, and I was the only one who could help them. I spent hours on the phone with them to resolve the issue. I was obsessed with giving them the best possible service. In the end, I was able to fix the issue, and they were very happy. That experience taught me the importance of going above and beyond for customers. 2. What was the most difficult interaction you had with a customer? Sample answer: the most difficult customer interaction that I have ever had was working at a call center for a cell phone company. I was helping a customer trying to upgrade his phone, but he was having trouble because his old phone was still under contract. He became extremely angry and began to shout at me. He accused me of being incompetent and of trying to cheat him. I felt like I would lose my temper, but I managed to stay calm and resolve the issue to his satisfaction. 3. Could you give an example of when you sought feedback from a customer? What did you do with the feedback? Sample answer: I was always very open to customer feedback and often sought it out to understand what I could do to improve their experience and the product. I would also take this feedback and use it to develop new features or products. For example, one of my customers suggested that we develop a desktop application because they found the website difficult to use on their mobile phones. We developed a desktop application based on this customer feedback, which was a huge success. Invent and simplify questions. 1. Please tell me when you solved a complicated problem with a simple solution. When answering this question, you have to share a time when you utilized your problem-solving skills to solve a complex issue. Be sure to highlight how you could remain calm under pressure and utilize your critical thinking skills to find a solution. For example, suppose you were in a previous job and were tasked with developing a new software system. In that case, you could share a story about how you were able to simplify the process by breaking it down into smaller steps that could be easily tackled. This would show the interviewer that you can think on your feet and develop creative solutions to complex problems. 2. Tell me about a time when you invented something. The interviewer is looking to gauge your problem-solving skills, creativity, and resourcefulness. When answering this question, you have to share a story that demonstrates how you could think outside the box and develop new ideas. 3. Please walk me through a different scenario of a process you invented or improved. There are a few ways to answer this question. One way would be to describe how you identified a problem and came up with a solution. This could involve describing the steps you took to research the problem and develop a plan of attack. Another way to answer this question would be to describe how you implemented a process improvement. This could involve explaining how you worked with your team to make changes and then following up to ensure that the changes were effective. Dive deep Amazon interview questions. 1. Give me an example of when you used data to decide/solve a problem. There are a few different ways to answer this question. One way is to give an example of when you used data to decide your personal life, such as deciding what college to attend. Another way is to give an example of when you used data to solve a problem in your professional life. For example, you might have used data to figure out how to increase website traffic or improve customer retention rates. 2. Discuss the most difficult problem you have ever dealt with. This question is designed to assess your problem-solving skills and ability to think on your feet. The best way to answer this question is to discuss a problem you were passionate about solving. You should describe the problem in detail and explain how you approached it. Talk about the challenges you faced and how you overcame them. Be sure to highlight your accomplishments and what you learned from the experience. 3. Tell me about a problem you had to solve that required in-depth thought and analysis. How did you know you were focusing on the right things? Sample answer. The problem I had to solve was how to increase website traffic. I knew that I needed to focus on the right things to achieve this goal. I analyzed my website's Google Analytics data to determine which pages received the most traffic. Then I looked at the data to see what content attracted the most visitors. I also used Google Search Console to determine which keywords people used to find my website. I created new content that would target these keywords and published it on my website based on this data. I also promoted this content on social media and other websites. I knew I was focusing on the right things when I was able to come up with a potential solution after spending some time thinking about the problem and how to best approach it. This solution ended up working. As a result, I was able to increase website traffic.